Moving on, kicking things off with the Express, and the Guardian has gone from Dear Starmer to Dare Stormer with this anti-Semitic cartoon, Steve.
Yeah, so they had a cartoon of ousted BBC chairman Richard Sharp. I think fair enough. Lots to lampoon there. I wonder what they went with. And wrong is what they went with. They went with anti-Semitic tropes. Why? There are so many other things. And actually, what annoys me about this story is that we could have spent the day talking about the actual issues. Instead, we've been talking about, is this anti-Semitic cartoon anti-Semitic? It is.
We've got a picture of the cartoon there, so you can't see. It's all in the bottom left-hand corner. You don't really notice the anti-Semitic tropes until you focus in on that box and what he's carrying. There we go, it's zoomed in. There's a squid. There's somebody with an enormous nose. I think there's gold coins in there. It's gold written on the box. There's a lot there to pick through.
And there's loads that they could have gone with. The actual news story is still shocking. So he helps to line up a loan which is guaranteed by some Boris Johnson cousin. But the question that's not answered is, where does the 0.8 million actually come from? We don't know that. Why don't we spend the day talking about that, which would be amazing? There's backbencher MPs who can't get a ticket to go to somewhere nice without having to register it. Meanwhile, the actual Prime Minister was like, 0.8 million, go on then, back pocket. Well, we're not talking about that because they foolishly and stupidly did this cartoon, which they shouldn't have been.
Not to defend him, but the artist has explained that he didn't intend any of... Oh, I thought the picture was still there. It isn't. He said that only 3% of the cartoon was...
anti-Semitic.
Which I don't think he's very good at maths.
No, that's not. 3% anti-Semitic.
The point he was making was that the bulk of the cartoon is Boris on the pile of... what's the right word to use? Excrement.
Manure.
Thank you. So he was defending it, saying that... Well, not defending it. He's saying he's not defending it. It was a terrible series of mistakes. But for him, he's saying that Boris on the pile and the bins are the important part of the cartoon.
Nobody's complaining about Boris on the pile. It's the anti-Semitic tropes. And we see it, and this wouldn't be such an issue if it wasn't recurrent through the left. You know, as espoused in the Guardian, they've been champions of momentum and Jeremy Corbyn. And, you know, we've seen how that ended.
Also, the argument of it's only a small part of it that's anti-Semitic is exactly the same argument from the Day-to-Day with Steve Coogan.
Oh, no, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it wasn't 3%.
No one died. that bit is exactly the argument here. This is one good thing about Rishi. At least we know no one's going to hold money over Rishi other than his wife.